Welcome back. And in our Enterprise Watch segment, the Ministry of Agriculture is set to host the Eswatini National Agriculture and Business Investment Forum this Wednesday and Thursday at the Happy Valley Hotel in Eswatini. Agriculture remains a cornerstone of Eswatini's economy, not only as a key source of livelihoods and employment for rural communities, but also as a critical driver of food security, economic growth, and sustainable development. With climate change rising, food costs, and global supply chain challenges, investing in agriculture is more important than ever. Joining us now to share more on the objectives and significance of this investment forum is the Honourable Minister of Agriculture, Honourable Mandla Chawuka, who also joins us with Nonhlanhla Mdlovu, who is the Senior Planning Officer at the Ministry. A very good afternoon to you both, and thank you so much for coming to the studio today. Minister, I'd like to start with you. As a country, we have ambitious plans, to develop our agricultural sector. How does this forum, how does it direct to practical, measurable outcomes that farmers and agribusinesses will see on the ground, beyond the talk, beyond the speeches? Let's get to the results that will be evident on the ground.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Firstly, I'd like to put the record straight. It's not a national investment conference or national investment in DAB. It is an international investment in DAB.
Okay.
The reason for that is because we've already had a national one last year on the 18th of September. And then subsequent to that, we then had the opportunity to go to Rome and made a presentation to the international world in an FAO meeting. And from that presentation, there was an expression of interest from a number of people who wanted to come to the country and see what the investment climate and investment opportunities are in this country. We also accompanied His Majesty, who was also on the same mission of trying to get investment into the kingdom, to Serbia. And there was a similar reaction again to that. Even in Italy, His Majesty was one of the guest speakers, and out of his presentation, people wanted to come to the country and see what can be done. So it is an international investment forum.
Right.
So we are going to have people from as far off as Austria, Rome, Serbia, and everywhere else in the world.
Right.
Coming back to your question, what we're looking for from this forum is, we are correct, tangible results. Tangible results will be measured by the actual investments that are going to be made after the discussions that we're going to have.
Okay.
And these investments will then go to a lot of the sectors within the agricultural space, agro-processing, production, logistics, and everything else that people can take interest in terms of investment. And that investment then should flow down to the average Eswati at home, who will then be able to do business, either as a contractor or whatever. But we all must then see the money flowing to Eswatini in terms of businesses and agro-businesses and other related areas. From last year's national one, we did get, for instance, a contribution from one of the investors of chicks to Eswatini farmers, and we have distributed those chicks, and young people are now farming chickens from that investment pledge. There are other investments which have also gone through. So that is what we want to measure the process by.
Right. I like how the theme speaks to the youth as well. I'm going to ask this one to Nonhlanhla. The sector locally, it faces a number of challenges. That is climate change, that is limited access to financing, and sometimes access to land for especially our young farmers. How do you think this investment platform will address some of these barriers?
We are thinking that, as the Minister have said, that we are thinking that the young people has to come to the investment forum and then put and contribute their put forward their challenges that they are facing, so that the investors that will come and partner with those young people to be able to move forward with agriculture and producing food sovereignty in the country.
Minister, you're an advocate for inclusive growth. You're an advocate for food sovereignty, which is a word you often use. Now, we have smallholder farmers that produce a large number of Eswatini's food, and yet often when it comes to these high value chains, they're left out. Now, how do you think we can breach the gaps so that whoever is willing to invest after this forum, it doesn't just only benefit the big guns, the ones that are already in commercial farming, a commercial landscape, but what about the young farmers, the smallholder farmers?
Firstly, we have to acknowledge as a country that about 72% of our agricultural activity is in the rural areas and by design in the hands of smallholder farmers. And then because of that, what we have within the ministry, within our strategy, is a pillar which we call farming with communities. What this means is that even if you get a big investor and that investor wants to do, maybe produce cassava as an example, he's not going to be the only player in that area. What we then want is that operation should be integrated with some of the smallholder farmers around the community. I know, for instance, I don't want to count particular communities, but there are communities where we are already starting projects, and we then want to involve the communities because we want to farm with those communities. It can't work to have a big investment and only the big player is benefiting and the people are watching. So they must participate in this investment. The other big thing about smallholder development is that we use the model of an anchor product. I always refer to my sugar experience. In sugar cane, you have a big company which is farming sugar cane, but we have a lot of other small growers around, and the company might own the sugar mill, but the outgrowers then supply to that sugar mill. So it takes away the burden of marketing from the smallholder. He knows that whatever he produces will go to that factory and be processed. Right. We're doing the same thing within the other commodities in the country. We want to promote agro-processing. For instance, we want to produce tomato sauce from our potatoes. What that will do will then allow the smallholder farmer to have a designated market at a fixed price. So he knows that he produces tomatoes, they go to that agro-processing plant, it makes tomato sauce, so they'll participate in that. So when we talk to the investors on Wednesday, that's the model we're selling. We are saying you are not going to come here and just produce and make money for yourself. You must also allow the community to participate, either by you setting up a processing plant and they supply you, or if you have a certain thing that a certain input that you need, you do what is called backward integration. You put money into the farms of Eswatini so that they are able to produce that and supply that input for you. Right. Coming to youth, one of the big issues in this country is youth unemployment. So what we are doing, youth unemployment is a problem. But the beauty about agriculture is that it's got the highest multiplier effect. For every lilangeni you put into agriculture, you stimulate downstream industries. We have supply chain management, we've got logistics, you've got drones, technology and everything, and the youth generally don't want to play in the space of production and working in the fields, but they want to play in the space of technology in terms of drones, shade nets and all that. They want to play in the space of technology supporting agricultural activity.
Okay, Minister, thank you very much. I'm told that's all the time we had. That was the Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Mandla Chauka, and Nonhlanhla Ndlovu, who is the Senior Planning Officer at the Ministry, just telling us about the upcoming Agriculture Sector Investment Forum. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll go for a break. After that, we'll have Saneli Sibia for our market analysis segment.
Eswatini TV has